Hey guys, we now have more information about what is going on in Peru with the alien attacks going on in the area of San Antonio, Peru. We have witness testimony. We even have footage of one of these UFOs from which these beings are launching their attacks, apparently. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, let's get right to it. Here we go. This is from an interview.
A ver, amigos de la prensa.
This is right after one of the recent sightings of the beings that are terrorizing the locals, and this is witness testimony. I'm sorry, my big head may be blocking it, but it's either that or making it minimized, and then you can barely see it. But you tell me what you prefer in the comments below. I don't know how to.
La televisión nacional e internacional de distintos medios de comunicación. En este momento, hace 5 minutos acabamos de presenciar también otra actividad. En este caso no sabemos quiénes son, pero de lo que venimos nosotros conociendo como personas extrañas que vuelan cerca de nuestro pueblo a una altura considerable, ¿no? Acá hay un testigo que lo acaba de ver. Amigo, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué me cuentas? ¿Dónde estabas tú?
Bueno, muy buenas noches. Yo fui cuando veo una luz en presencia de todos los moradores de acá, de la comunidad nativa San Antonio. Le han visto a una distancia más o menos de 100 metros o 200 metros, algo así. Y entonces yo también volteé y le vi la luz. Y entonces yo corrí acercarme a la luz para poder conocer qué era la luz. Y entonces me fui sin escopeta. Me he ido así sin nada de arma. Y me fui a donde hay un puesto de garita, así, hay un oscuro y un libre.
Perdón, ¿qué es eso?
Y la luz acá, hacia la parte de abajo. Y entonces ahí, la vi una luz que venía, bien bajito, quizás a unos 7 metros de altura venía.
¿Tú estabas armado?
Sin arma estaba. Yo quería conocer qué era la luz. Y
¿No te ha dado tiempo, digamos, de coger tu arma y seguir?
Estábamos desprevenidos.
Yeah.
Porque pensábamos que ya todo quedó calmado, pues no, estábamos andando sin armas ahorita. Pero en este momento mi compañero entré a su casa de sus papás, sacar la escopeta, y entonces yo me sollo allá al lugar de los hechos y le he visto la luz bajita. Pero yo le he visto una cosa larga, así como un bus, no tanto le diferencié, pero como persona. Porque la luz que prendía no sonaba. Y entonces a dar la vuelta. Y se fue al otro lado, hay una playa. Ahí se ha ido bien bajito y se bajó y se apagó la luz ahí. A 2 minutos otra vez se alzó y como a cruzar el río y ha hecho como una seta. Otra vez ha vuelto a surcar por arriba. Ya una buena distancia, ya otra vez ya cuando estábamos con armas ahí, a vuelta a pasar. Ahí le metemos 2 balas. Pero ya pues a una distancia elevada ya no la alcanzaba balas.
Ya, listo, amigo. Entonces ese es el testimonio de un comunero de acá de San Antonio que acaba de presenciar esos hechos que vienen suscitando en la comunidad de acá de San Antonio.
So there you go. They saw the lights, they saw the craft, he even saw what may have been a being and silhouette, he says, and they ultimately fired on the UFO, but it was by that time too high up and they couldn't hit it. But there's actually footage of one of these UFOs, so let's take a look. Again, my big head may be blocking
Amigo,
the words.
En este momento hay un pequeño alboroto en el pueblo porque están viendo al parecer unas luces. Ahorita son las 8. Ahí está, ¿ven? Ahí están, ¿ven?
There it is, there's the UFO.
Ahorita, hoy, en estos momentos.
That's just a lens flare, but that's the UFO. Kind of blinking. Do you think that could be a helicopter? I don't know, but they think this is a UFO. Ronnie Vernet says this recording took place minutes before men ran for shotguns and chased the light. And of course, that was one of the witnesses from that we just heard from. The image has poor quality, but a frame analysis show a consistent triangular arrow-shaped pattern. Yeah, you can see a triangle there. What looks like a consistent shape does not look like a helicopter. He has another post. When I was at northeast of Brazil a week ago, some witnesses saw a triangular arrow-shaped object chasing them. One of them took a picture from an object that was around 100 feet high. So, that is very low. I'm surprised it's not better picture quality if it's only 100 feet high. But again, you can see a consistent arrow shape. So are these the triangular UFOs that we've heard so much about? Is that what we're seeing in Brazil, or in Peru right now? Is 7-foot tall beings in silver armor that can fly out of triangular UFOs? Well, as it happens, this is not the first case such as this, actually, and it appears that this has been going on for some time, and the authorities have actually investigated a similar case about 10 years ago. And here is some information about that. The purpose of this inquiry was to investigate whether the phenomenon that were taking place in the, I'm not going to say that name, a village, the Campa de Ammonia indigenous tribe, constituted a threat to the indigenous people. And we got some music. Got to turn that off. The video was filmed by the doctoral student in anthropology in 2014 and shows an unidentified aerial phenomenon that was descending toward the village, being received with shotgun fire by the indigenous people. The indigenous people do not like these things, and it's important to know they have a long history with beings. And they may, and Ronnie Vernet for you this stuff. But yeah, they have a long history with the beings, a lot of positive history with the beings. So if they're firing on these things, I have to think that they may know more what they're firing at. Okay. No music. Check that out. So this is from a similar incident in a nearby area about 10 years ago. That one doesn't look triangular to me. So are they coming in different shapes? Because I showed a video from the San Antonio area a couple weeks ago, and it didn't look to me like it was triangular. It looked rounder.
Vai descendo, ó. Que isso? Olha, vai descendo, ó. E acendeu mais a lâmpada, não vem pra cá, não. Ih, atira nele que eles querem. Vai descendo. A lâmpada tá conectada. Mas daqui, ó, Paulo. Ele vai descendo, vai piscando.
All right, let's see if there's any more of it. Okay, there we go. There's a close-up of it. Yeah, not triangular like the others, or wedge-shaped or whatever they were. So, are these different races with different types of craft? Are they the same race with different kinds of craft? I don't have any more information about this particular series of incidents that was occurring in 2014, but it wasn't that far away, and it's a very similar type of activity, more or less. Also, it might be good to keep this in mind. I talked about the U.S. Military doing operations there. Well, apparently it goes beyond that. Check this out. Peruvian Space Agency and Peruvian Air Force just signed an agreement with the U.S. Space Command. We now have access to different kinds of space information useful for different proposals considering the different threats that we have in space. Peru bolsters international space collaboration with key U.S. partners. I find that fascinating. An area that is apparently undergoing an alien, I don't want to call it an invasion really, although that's a juicy word, but definitely an alien attack or an attack of non-humans or whatever they are, is now partnering with the U.S. to share space information. I would love to be a fly on that wall. Here's more information about it. A space exercise nested under exercise Resolute Sentinel 2023 has opened a new chapter in international space collaboration at the Centro Nacional. I'm not going to say all that in southern Peru. The space exercise aims to bolster the region's emerging space programs. The U.S. Southern Command-led exercise partnered with the U.S. Space Command's Joint Task Force Space Defense Commercial Operations Cell, or JCO, the Peruvian Aerospace Research and Development Center, making significant strides in multinational space operations through training on real-world space domain awareness capabilities and JCO mission system familiarization. So is that all that's going on, becoming familiar with systems? Or is there more going on in light of what we are seeing? I'm inclined to think there's probably more going on than they're admitting, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And let me know what you think about this crazy UFO. This is apparently one of the UFOs from which these beings are emerging to terrorize the locals for some mysterious purpose. Why are they terrorizing the locals, guys? Do you have any insight into this? As far as I can tell, they're not getting anything from them. Could this be a distraction? Look over here while we're really doing something over there. In the Clara's case, for example, they were getting something from them. They were drawing something from their blood that was making people ill and, giving them anemia. Drawing iron from their blood. Who knows what they were doing? It definitely makes me think of the cattle mutilations and how they drain blood. I have no idea if that's related at all. But in that case, they were getting something from that series of events. The beings were doing something and accomplishing something. What are they accomplishing with this? They're freaking people out. They're trying to grab people. Are they, carrying out abductions? Is that potentially what they're doing? But I've never heard of such a botched abduction. And I haven't heard of any people going missing or any other real abduction-related phenomenon. This does not seem like it's any sort of typical abduction, or maybe carried out by a different group for a different purpose. It's just really mysterious what is going on down there right now. It seems like the control group is lying about it or spreading disinformation about it. The idea that it could be a jetpack, miners in jetpacks with masks or whatever, as if that made any sense at all. I mean, one shot from a gun would explode their jetpack all over the place. And, jetpacks are not like common equipment, and they, don't work that great. And, maybe the military has some super fancy jetpacks that are like more functional and, reasonable to use. But miners in Peru would not have access to that equipment. Unless, of course, it's not miners in Peru. Maybe it's been the control group all along. Never discount that possibility. But, then again, there's the various videos of beings in that area that they don't seem to be members of the control group, do they? Now, they could be beings partnered with the control group. I firmly believe the UFO control group is working with beings. That is what a lot of the evidence seems to indicate. But I'm not buying that in this case. But, everything's on the table. I don't know what's going on down there, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. One thing is certain, it is still ongoing, and the authorities seem to be neglecting the locals or the needs of the locals, which is, what is really going on? When the UFO control group stepped in and started spreading disinformation about miners and jetpacks, Why are they spreading that disinformation? What are they doing that requires them to spread that disinformation? Are they, doing that so that they can address the situation in their own way? Are they hunting down these beings as they did in the Majas case that I reported on a few times? And if you haven't seen those videos, do that. I recommend you do that because it's got that story has some really amazing information, including the UFO control group with U.S. personnel shooting down UFOs and then hunting the beings down and executing them in the jungle. So in this part of the world. So is this related to that in any way? I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is a crazy story. My heart goes out to these people that are being terrorized by these beings and that are being ignored by the authorities. And I'm going to continue to report on the story because I think this is important. This is extremely important. So, anyway, that's all I got for today, but I will let you know if I see any more on this story. And if you see it before I do, please let me know. And thank you, Jim, for giving me some of this material. I really appreciate it. And I'm thinking a lot of others do too. So shout out to Jim who forwarded me to these videos. I really appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And if you could share this video on social media, that would be super groovy. There's plenty of other videos to check out on the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.